Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics. Welcome back, one and all. I'm Adam the Fanatic, and today we're taking a look at Natural Chaos, an abstract strategy title by 3 Nails Games. Please do bear in mind that this is a preview based off of a prototype copy. As such, nothing is finalized, anything seen herein is subject to change. Without any further ado, let's dive in. In Natural Chaos, 2 players will be competing to make a row of 4 pieces on one of 4 subboards. This can be horizontal, vertical, or along the long diagonals, but it cannot stretch across multiple subboards. To set up, have one player take the 16 black pieces, representing earth and fire, and have the other take the 16 white pieces, representing plants and water. Then, to determine first player, have each player take one of each of their elements beneath the table and secretly choose one of them, revealing them simultaneously. Each element outranks one other element. Fire burns plants, plants tangle earth, earth absorbs water, and water douses fire. This will also be important later, and it's listed on the center of the board in case you forget. Whoever chose the winning element goes first. On your turn, you'll take one of 3 actions: place, move, or swap. A player's first turn will always be a place action, as you need pieces on the board in order to take either of the others. On your first turn, you may simply place one of your pieces on any empty space. However, on future turns, it's important to note that you may only place a new piece on a subboard if that subboard has the fewest of your pieces on it. So let's skip ahead a few turns. In this example, the white player has 1 piece on the water subboard and 2 on each of the others. So in this case, they could place a new piece on the water subboard since it has the fewest. If there is a tie for fewest pieces, then you may choose any of the boards which qualify. The number of pieces your opponent has on a subboard do not matter when you're placing a piece. The second, and probably simplest, action you can take is to move one of your pieces 1 space orthogonally. This cannot traverse from one subboard to another, however, each subboard wraps around upon itself, so you can move from the edge of a subboard to the opposite edge of the same subboard if you so desire. Finally, pieces may swap with those that they outrank. As a reminder, fire burns plants, plants tangle earth, earth absorbs water, and water douses fire. Swapping can be done with either an adjacent piece or a piece that is on the same space on a different subboard. So in this case, the black player can use this fire to swap this plant, or can use this earth to swap with this water. Because your pieces do not outrank each other, you may never swap your own pieces. Play will continue with players alternating actions until players manage to align 4 of their pieces in a row, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. It should also be noted that ties are not allowed. This means that if a swap would cause both players to create a line of 4 at the same time, then you may not take that move. 2 variants are currently listed in the rules. Firstly, there are 2 Eternity Stones which you can choose to play with. To use these, each player places 1 at the start of the game on any space. Eternity Stones remain where they are placed, and no player piece may enter that space for the entire game. Eternity Stones will never count for either player when making 4 of a kind. The other official variant is the 4-player mode, with each player taking on the role of a single element. Plant and water are still a team, as are fire and earth. It's important to note that turns are taken counterclockwise, ensuring that each player will go after the player that they outrank. You may only place your own pieces, but may take a move or a swap action with your teammates' pieces. As this is a prototype copy, I won't be going into component quality at this time. However, it should be noted that while this prototype is 3D printed, the final version is planned to be injection molded, which will give it sturdier pieces. All in all, Natural Chaos is a fun, light game that fits neatly into the advanced tic-tac-toe category. It's comparable to games like Boop, Nia, or Quarto. If you're familiar with those titles, you'll feel right at home with this one. It's simple enough that you can teach it to children, but has enough interesting decisions to keep hobbyists interested, albeit more as a filler than the main title. What I can say is that the art on the board looks great, and it's shaping up to be a fun, elegant little abstract title. Natural Chaos is currently aiming for a crowdfunding campaign in September. I'll update with direct links to the campaign once it's available, but for the time being, you can find a link to sign up for their email on their website. But what about you? What do you think of Natural Chaos? Which advanced tic-tac-toe games do you enjoy? If you have any questions, remarks, or opposing points of view, leave them in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. If you really enjoy my work, please consider funding my channel on Patreon. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.